Hey, good evening. Dan Fitzpatrick here, stockmarketmentor.com, and I want to look at a couple of coronavirus stocks. Here's the one that got all the attention because they had good phase 1 trials in a vaccine, and they're going to start phase 2. The stock was up like in monster-like fashion this morning before the open. I mean, it was up well above 90 bucks. But the stock, once it gapped up, what happened? The stock basically traded sideways. I mean, you had the obligatory gap and crap, which always tends to happen on a stock that goes up. How far did it go up? 30%. I thought at one point it was up even more. So a stock that's up 30, you know it's going to shake out a bunch of people, and then that's when the fun starts. Once a stock finds some support here. But then the rest of the day, that stock wasn't much fun at all. You know, you're buying the stock, you're holding it, you're hoping that the stock runs higher, but it really doesn't. And so I'm telling you, the way you avoid this kind of stuff is once a stock gaps and then it falls over, just draw a line right there, right where it opened, set an alert, and then forget about the stock. You don't care about it until it breaks to a new high. That takes me to NVAX. This is why. Because if you look at the daily chart, you'll see a similar situation here where the stock really gapped up here, strong, 60% in a day. We had a great trade. Some members had a great trade on this, by the way. I was fortunate enough to have some stock that I'd actually bought on Friday, not a big position at all. However, that small position turned in to a really big one because the price went up so much. So, when you're getting the right entries, sometimes you get really, really lucky. So the stock runs up here, and then it just kind of drifted sideways, see? But it never really pulled back. You look how MRNA has pulled back. It's kind of weak, whereas NVAX here has stayed strong, closed down here on one day. And then here, last Friday, what happens? The stock closes at a new high. Okay, that's a big deal because we're going in, think about this, we're going into a weekend. And since the prior Friday, the stock is up 130% in a week, and it's closing near the high of the day. It is the highest closing of the week. That is institutional commitment. That's real money coming into this stock. So when's the next entry? Boom, when the stock breaks above this prior high. Now, you are absolutely chasing the stock at this point. No question about it. But when you look at the weekly chart, I mean, you've been chasing the stock since 20 bucks or so. And so the way this stock is trading now, here's how I would make this high momentum, high velocity trade. I would use 50 bucks as my line in the sand. So if you're buying the stock right here, you want to keep your stop a little bit below 50. Now, the low of the day here was 48.30. So, let's just use that. So you've got your stop here at 48, just a little bit below 48.30. So we'll put it right here. As long as the stock stays above this line, you're good. If the stock falls below that line, you're not good. You've got to get out of the stock. But with your stop right where it is now, it's a pretty loose one. It's over 12%, so you need to have a small position. But if this stock continues to work, that small position is going to become a real big position. So between the two stocks, NVAX and MRNA, I will take NVAX any day. This thing was all headlines this morning, but this was all price action all day long, up 25% today. So, okay, that's it here. Members, over to the strategy session. And I have a lot of things to say about trading, and some of it is kind of tough lessons here. So please pay attention, okay? I'm trying to help you get your game right where it should be.